Afternoon. How do Ready when you all are. Yeah.
Keith, after such a good, perhaps one of your best second halves all season, how does it feel not to come away with 3 points after a very good second half performance?
Yeah, we're disappointed naturally. You can see it that late, and I think you've just alluded to it. Second half in particular, I thought we approached it in a different way. There was circumstances around the first half, pretty disrupted. Build up to the game, Dams wasn't feeling particularly well. We risked a little bit, and he showed the bravery to play, but he wasn't himself. I think there was a little bit of a knock-on effect to that. The first half was a little bit slow, a little bit laboured at times, even though I felt we were a slightly better team in the first half. Second half, for half hour, 35 minutes, I thought we were outstanding. Controlled the game, created good opportunities, looked more like us, and to get control against a very good team that have been playing very, very well was very pleasing. I felt like the goal was going to come. It did. But then unfortunately we couldn't quite manage those last few moments to see out what I feel would have been a well-deserved win.
And also, 2026, that's now 7 home games. You've only won one of them. You've drawn 4 and obviously lost 2. Compared to the contrast you go back to August to December, you took 20 points out of 27. But in 2026, you've taken 7 points from the possible 21 at home. I mean, why the contrast in terms of...
Good question, great stats. 90 seconds away from winning it, which wouldn't have given you those exact stats. Young group, doesn't take a genius to look at our bench in terms of the depth that we have right now. There's a lot of young players on the bench. Players are giving absolutely everything. Just maybe, the opposition look at us a little bit differently compared to the first period of the season, which you've alluded to. Numerous factors.
Just to add on to that, previously against Wolves you were 2-0 up and then surrendered the lead, and this time you've also surrendered the lead. Is there anything, is it psychological or is it tactical as the reasons why you are able to control the games and see it out?
I think there's always the opposition. I think the momentum in a game can flip naturally. The emotions and psychological side of the game kicks in for sure. We've got a young squad, young players that are learning about this level. We're always analysing what we do, how we do it, and that's certainly one aspect of it.
Keith, there's nothing to choose between these teams now, obviously 6 games to go left, 11 points. I mean, as a manager just starting out, you're going head to head about someone like David Moyes, the most experienced manager in the division. I mean, what kind of challenge is that for you?
Yeah, it's a brilliant challenge. Every week is, but I'm also a huge traditionalist and have huge respect for managers like David that have achieved so much in the game over such a long period. I think what he's achieved now both times around that at Everton obviously has been pretty special. I think the way he conducts himself is just class, just very, very classy. And the challenge week in, week out, obviously going up against different managers, different ways of playing, different systems, etc., is always exactly that, a really tough challenge for us. And we knew today would be difficult. We're always confident of winning games, and I think we've earned that right. But that's never in an overconfident way. Thank you.
Igor Thiago had a tough start to his Brentford career, with injuries, but he's now looking like a world beater for club and country. Did you and the club expect this high a calibre of season from him, or has it been a welcome surprise?
I think the biggest thing for Thiago this season was staying fit and playing as many minutes as he has, with the obvious reason of he wasn't available for a lot of last season. So that's your first kind of target. Can we keep him available? Can we work him? Can we build on his confidence? Can we integrate him into the team in a way where he becomes effective in the way that we think he can be? But the reality is you never know that. Anybody that says any different, I think, wouldn't be entirely honest. We always knew he had brilliant attributes. I think he's selfless in the way he plays the game for us. The goals obviously get all the attention, and for strikers it does, but his overall performance levels continue to get better and better, and he's constantly evolving his game. And I think he's proven to be a very, very special player.
Just on Igor, you've had a lot of good strikers in this club that we all know of in recent years, but he's the first, I think 21 Premier League goals is the most for any striker. How does he compare to the rest? Is he the best this club's ever had?
Yeah, I didn't work with all of them, but I'm aware of most of them over recent times, obviously, and I think there's been some outstanding strikers here, like everyone's touched on already. Different types of attributes, whether it's back to goal, running behind. I think what he is an all-round centre forward. When we think of it, traditional number 9, and the way you would maybe build him from scratch, he can do pretty much everything. He can drop in and give you that platform to play. His ability to run in behind, and the speed that he has, the confidence that he has now in his game, attacking crosses, his awareness of players around him. He works really, really hard on his game. So it's probably wrong for me to put him in a bracket against the rest of them, because I was a big fan of all those players that you're probably thinking of. But Thiago's obviously pretty special for me.
And just that second goal, he must feel like he can't miss at the moment. It's still going for him, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that comes from a place where you earn it. You earn a little bit of luck, if there was that. I haven't looked at it from every angle, but the anticipation, being in the right places, he knows where the goal is clearly. You're not going to score goals when Michael Cowder is making that run and he's looking for a cut back or too far outside the box. For me, it's not a coincidence when you're in the right place at the right time so often. Thank you. Hi.
Passionate at the weekends, and I imagine the disappointment that you're feeling at the moment. How important is it for you to remind the players and the fans it's actually one of the best seasons that Brentford has had in its history?
Yeah, we've touched on it pre and post game. The reality is today, if we win the game, we go 6th in the league ahead of Chelsea. So it may only be for 24 hours, or would have only been for 24 hours. But to say that with 6 games to go in the season, I think is a nice reminder for what we've achieved so far, the hard work that we've put in collectively to put us in this position. We don't take it for granted. We know what it takes to stay in that position, and unfortunately today we weren't quite able to see out the game to put us in a really good position.
Last one over there.
On Igor again, how much of a lift did he get from playing for Brazil and that goal and being part of that international setup?
Yeah, like he was in a pretty good place before he left. I didn't see any signs of lack of confidence or rhythm in his game. He's grown as the season's gone on, naturally, with the journey that he's been on. His last performance away to Leeds, I thought he was outstanding. We didn't create too much from him in that game, but again, his performance I thought was amazing, leading the line, the maturity, the selflessness in which he plays the game. But naturally, the dream of playing for your country, quite an iconic jersey to wear, was special for all of us, and I think he is on cloud 9. There's no doubt about that, and hopefully that can continue for the rest of the season and beyond.
No, David Moyes is keen to come in, so we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
All the best.
Long time no see. You're Brighton. Any sign of Moyes either?
Not yet. Not yet.